Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way.
Yeah, I'm going to change that for you this morning.
Of course.
But it is a beautiful morning. So far, so good. And it's looking good outside. Real pretty right here, right now, but don't get used to it. As those of us at our ages say, any morning we wake up on this side of the dirt is the start of a beautiful day. That perhaps is the way that everyone should start out every day. The weather is only one thing that makes a day wonderful, or in some cases, not so wonderful. If you like yourself when you wake up, that's a good start of what can become a great day. If there are others that like you, some who actually love you, you're really on your way. What you do with bad weather, grouchy people that you encounter, situations that you think are beyond your control, that's what determines whether your day ends up in the crapper or you use a rainy Monday to think about the farmer's crops, perhaps your own garden, or even as a day to catch up on your reading, or why not as a day to help those around you see the day as you do a beautiful morning. Holy crap.
That's a lot.
Did I really just say all that malarkey?
I don't know. A lot of it made sense.
What happened to me?
Malarkey.
What happened? Help. I've been
spoke
reprogrammed. Good morning. I'm Rayford Brown, and I do need a do-over this morning, maybe a makeover.
Belated Happy Mother's Day. I'm Chris Marks.
And good morning. I'm Lee Barrows.
Yeah, and I've already told you who I am. What are you doing here, holding your ear?
I'm having a lot of issues.
With your ear?
No, with these headphones.
Oh, okay. Well, I did a lot of explorations yesterday afternoon.
I can't. Wait a minute. Try it again.
Looking for RF.
I can hear you now. Yeah. These don't work at all. So anyway, we're good. I'm good to go. We'll make it work.
Okay. Well, why not? Hey, if fentanyl and methamphetamine gifts from the south of the U.S. border were not enough to tick us off, we have another problem from south of the border. A little more down to earth and just in time for the summer beach season in Southern California. Some of California's best-known beaches are facing repeated closures as sewage continues to contaminate coastal waters there. In Coronado, a beach community near San Diego, county officials have issued advisories urging visitors to avoid water contact. Warning signs along the shoreline caution that exposure could lead to illness as polluted runoff enters the Pacific Ocean. The issue? Largely linked to the Tijuana River. What else? The Tijuana River, which carries untreated wastewater from Mexico into U.S. waters. Ocean currents then push the contamination north along the coastline. Untreated wastewater. Do you know what that is? I'll explain it to you.
Poo-poo water.
The official name for poop-filled waters.
Poo-poo water.
30 million gallons of sewage-contaminated water can flow into the Pacific Ocean daily from Tijuana, much of it washing ashore with the incoming tides. Sewage pollution from the Tijuana River has been linked to respiratory problems and other illnesses in nearby communities. Hydrogen sulfide, a gas commonly associated with sewage can irritate the eyes and respiratory systems, and in higher concentrations may cause more serious health effects. If you took high school chemistry or you had classes in any rooms near the chemistry labs in high school, you may recall the handiwork of little deviants. Strong smells of rotten eggs like you've never smelled before as the handiwork of chemistry students.
It's too early for this.
The U.S. has called on Mexico to get a handle on the problem. Wonder if anyone considered that this could be another politically motivated smokescreen to keep our attention on one problem while the drug cartels move more dope and smuggle more people into the United States in time for the
Oh,
elections
I
coming
don't
up.
think so, Rayford. It's all about the aliens right now. Releasing all this alien stuff.
30 million gallons of poop a day into
That's
the
a
ocean.
lot of
That's
poo-poo.
unbelievable. I mean,
I mean,
doesn't
it's
surprise
you've
me.
got to be kidding me.
Well, they've always said don't drink the water in
Whoops.
there. So I
I
said,
wonder that means is that water's cleaner than out in New York, the Hudson River and stuff.
Yes, no.
It's worse.
Yes.
That's bad.
good Lord.
Wow.
Oh,
I don't
wow.
know if I'd ever live to hear that.
So you guys have a good quiet weekend, did you?
It's a crappy way to start, Rayford.
Oh man, yeah, it was. Mother's Day. We cooked breakfasts for mothers at our church, and
Very nice.
then I made Kathy spaghetti. That's what she wanted.
Very nice. Oh, I love spaghetti.
Yeah,
This is my favorite.
homemade meatballs.
Oh,
Of
yeah.
course.
Oh, yes, of
Of
course. And you use real meat too, right?
Yes, I
You
do.
don't use all those pork byproducts.
No, no.
Well, important byproducts have got meat in them.
I know, but it's not the same. Rayford's full of fat. And,
But you mentioned meat. I'm just wondering if that's why all of a sudden now, especially on Western, we see all these new chicken tenders places
oh
popping
my
up
gosh,
left
there's
and
another
right.
one getting ready to
Yeah.
open.
I've cleaned a lot of chickens in my life.
Yeah.
Not from scratch.
Don't ruin it for us.
No, I didn't
Don't
have
do
to
it.
do that. I bet you go to the store, you buy the whole head,
Oh.
right?
Oh.
Then you have to clean it.
Yeah.
I've cut it up, right?
Yeah.
I never found a tender in it.
Oh,
Have you ever seen a tender in a chicken?
if you cut it tenderly, it makes a difference.
I don't cut anything tenderly.
Can imagine.
Whack, whack.
You probably take a chainsaw to.
Oh, and speaking of chainsaws,
Oh, speaking of, yes, I should have known better. Go ahead.
I heard something about trees today. So
well, I didn't cut any trees down yet. But I've got a chainsaw, and I haven't used a thing in 5, 6, maybe 8 years. I don't know. Haven't needed it. Well, at least I take that back. The last time I tried to use it, it wouldn't start. And I cranked, and I cranked, and I cranked, and I cranked. So I broke it out Saturday, and I said, let me give this thing another whirl. Well,
yeah, I know.
I
know
wore
that
out the
Yep.
knuckle there trying to crank.
That is so
Those-
aggravating.
And but I did come up with an invention while I was at it. You put the chainsaw on the ground. The big burly guys who cut trees down, they take it one hand, they jerk
Yeah.
that thing. No, I can't do that. Never could. I just couldn't get it timed
Lay
right
it
or
on the
something.
ground.
Put it on the ground, put my foot in the little spot that the foot won't fit in, so I had to put a toe on it, and because that don't make that opening big enough for a real foot. What? But anyway, so I had it on the ground, crank, but my back is killing me. Crank, back is killing me. Crank, nothing. So, but during that crank, and cuss time, I came up with an invention. I'm going to take a piece of wood, wide piece of wood, 14, 18 inches wide,
Yeah.
right? I'm going to put build a trough in there for my chainsaw to fit in there at a slight elevation to keep the blade from hitting, and if it does start up, whenever it does, from hitting anything. So I was going to do that, and then I was going to have a strap just forward, but behind the blade, not sucker down, and a clamp that goes across where your foot goes, just a little bolt or whatever kind of clamp you want to put in there for your chainsaw. Just put it down there. You stand on the board, 1 foot on either side. It's not going anywhere. You crank it. It's not jerking all over the place.
Yeah.
And your foot's not having to go to sleep. Your toes fall on the seat trying to get the stupid thing cranked. Anyway, it didn't work. I mean that will work, and I still will probably do that. But then, and then I talked to a guy, friend, Bill Tarpley.
Yes.
Called him. I said, "What did I do wrong?" He said, "Did you crank this thing up? I mean, did you choke it out and you did all that?" And he says, "I'm sure you did." And I says, "Yeah, I poured all the gas out of it right up front. I had some leftover gas. I poured that out. I knew that was bad.
Yeah.
It had about that much in it." And then I mixed up some new gas. I sprayed some tuner cleaner in, the Lancome carburetor cleaner, and let it set up to see if I'd open up any possibilities of anything in the carburetor. Didn't work. He did suggest that if all else fails tomorrow, this was late Saturday night, he said, "You got some ether, right?" And I said, "Yeah." So he said, "I don't recommend that on 2 strokes, but you can do it. You spray too much of it, it goes boom, boom. So don't do that, y'all.
Yeah.
If you do it, just don't go because there will be an explosion." So I was going to do that, but I got that chainsaw out. But after I talked to Bill, I said, Google Husqvarna chainsaw
Write that down. He Googled something.
starting issue. So he told me what the instruction manual said, which I don't have the instruction manual. Who keeps a manual?
I do.
I
have all mine.
I have all mine.
You're a woman, aren't you?
No.
When all else fails, you read the instructions. Well, when all else failed, I Googled it and I said, choke. There's a lever in front that you push forward to choke it.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that little lever in the back where you pull out and do whatever. Cause I haven't used a chainsaw in 6, 8, 9 years, whatever it's been, right?
Yeah.
Mine is so easy to start.
So
It's a battery.
I take this out. I go out yesterday, bright and early. From that's a you son of a
Good
gun.
for you.
You little
Yay.
booger.
How many trees you cut?
I didn't cut any trees, but I cut 4 poles down that I needed to cut down to get ready for the greenhouse is coming
Very good. Was that supposed to come today?
this week.
Ooh, can't wait to see it.
Yeah, me too. But anyway, we got some work to do.
How are they going to get it in the backyard?
Comes in pieces.
Why do you think that I have a chainsaw that I was trying to work with? You thought I was out there for exercise or to cut up the firewood?
There goes the fence. Because they're bringing it in one piece, aren't they?
Oh, wow. Better be.
It is one piece.
Yeah, it's already assembled.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And let's just got a flatbed that's going to lift it and slide it down over. Oh, it's going. Just let us know when it's over with.
Probably clean jerk and lift.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a pretty big greenhouse. I saw the picture of it. That's pretty good. They have ways of doing it.
When I was talking with the man, and when I sent him pictures and stuff the other day about the thing, he said, and I told him what I needed. Here are the pictures of it. I got to move it. He had one sentence. "We have that under control, sir."
Yeah, I love that.
So I said,
I bet I know who you're talking to, too.
Yeah.
I bet I
Hello,
know.
Miss Elsie.
Hello, Miss Elsie.
Anyway, it's going to be taken care of, and he's coming out today to survey the location.
Very
I sent him
good.
pictures and measurements of the area there and what's got to be done. And I got one place I got to do some trimming of bushes. But all those trees that are out there, those are weed trees.
Yeah.
And they drop bad stuff in the garden, and it poisons the soil.
They're going bye-bye, aren't they?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Please move your vehicles before you start any of this.
I need to borrow yours. too.
I don't think so.
I need to tie a rope to yours and tie it to the tree.
No.
So it can stay in one direction. I'll tie my Jeep to the further.
Not happening.
It'd be okay.
Not
Don't worry.
happening.
It's all right. It's all right.
Look. It took me. I told you when I was coming in here one morning, and the roads were wet. And every time I'd give it some gas, it would, my tires would spin and I'd start weaving. I'm like, what in the world? Didn't realize I had knocked it into 4-wheel drive. And so I don't know how I did it. So no, my truck right now just needs comfort. It needs to be quiet. It needs to settle down.
All it's got to do is be parked. I know how I rope to it. No big deal. You just tighten it up a little bit. Oh, it's all right. I got it. I got this.
Calling our friend Mike Causey. Said about that insurance claim.
My couple that we used to know, and he's the one who taught me how to dive in the first place many moons ago.
Nice.
So He bought a place and he built a house in Goose Creek down Swansboro area, near Swansboro. And he had, I think it was like a 64 Ford. This was 68 or 69, something like that. And he called me. He says, "I've got to get a new car." And I said, "What happened?" He said, "I got my chainsaw out." And I said, "What happened?" He said, "I'd never seen a tree fall in slow motion, but I cut this tree and I did the notching, but I notched it on the wrong side.
Oh, no.
And I watched that tree go over instead of this way, it went over this way.
Ouch.
Cars parked this way."
Ooh.
And he said it went right smack dab, straight through it sideways through the middle of the car. You want to see it. So I had to drive down there to take a look.
Oh, no.
And we all laughed together.
910-333-0139, especially for you mothers who had Mother's Day celebrations yesterday. Give us a call. Tell us if you had a
everything
great
worked
Mother's
out
Day.
for y'all. I know we had I had sirens to the left, sirens to the right.
Yeah.
You had
Yes.
sirens, you had police cars. I know. So, whoa.
I was telling Chris this morning, there was one JPD car that came by my house so fast. All I saw was a flash of blue and I heard it go by. It scared me. I was sitting there just doing something in the living room and I jumped. I don't know where he was going, but it
didn't take him long to get there.
no.
What did I tell you? 6 or 7 Onslow County Sheriff's
Yeah,
deputies
so choose that.
doing 80 had to be to
Estimated,
get to
yes.
Richland
Anything
estimate.
ever came up.
Then the rescue squad, and then the emergency services vehicle supervisor,
Wow.
which I guess they don't ever take time off because
They're always running.
they're always
Somewhere.
running. Yeah.
Can't really offer much to a few people here in Eastern North Carolina this morning, except take the time to find yourself and hope that other self is better than the one that put you in the situation you're in. How's that for advice?
That's good.
First,
Okay.
we told you about a Kinston man last week as we were leaving, arrested on charges out of Craven County for communicating with underage girls on the internet, talking about things that real adults shouldn't be doing. Well, 20-year-old Ashton French has more to worry about now, and if convicted, will have some equally quality time to mend his ways. An investigation began last December after investigators were tipped by the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children about an underage child being sold for sex on Snapchat. The investigators say French used the app to meet potential victims to produce sexually explicit material involving over a dozen children, some as young as 12. The crimes happened in North Carolina and other states, according to the investigators, with the man sending explicit sexual material of himself to multiple children.
Oh.
He's 20 years old. French is also accused of soliciting multiple children in Eastern Carolina and in some cases actually going to their homes for sex. In Craven County, deputies identified a 13-year-old victim. Investigators are trying to identify other victims while French remains in the jailhouse without bond. I got plenty to go with this. A pair in Williamston have their problems to deal with after lawmen raided their home last week. The cops were told about a lot of traffic going on at the house, people in and people out, staying there short periods of time. They began investigating, obtained probable cause to the raid. During a search, officers found mushrooms, about $900 in cash, a digital scale, and 3 handguns. 23-year-old William Jones and 20-year-old Emma Lee Hoyle are charged with possession with intent to manufacture, sell, and deliver marijuana, possession with intent to manufacture, sell, and deliver a controlled substance. That would be for the mushrooms. Maintaining a dwelling for keeping controlled substances, conspiracy to sell marijuana, possession of drug paraphernalia. There's no indication that the handguns initially seized were illegally possessed. Don't know about those as yet. We'll find out. The individuals were released under $10,000 bond and are presumed not guilty as they await their trial. Which brings us to a point of this story, or these stories, maybe a couple of points. At such young ages, 23, 20, and 20, those 3 individuals I've just been talking about, those are their ages. They're adults, but they're young. This couple and the gentleman in Kinston, they have long lives ahead of them. If they're found guilty of those felonies, they will have records that will be a problem when seeking a good career path. Good jobs are hard to find with felony drug convictions and felony sexual exploitation of children convictions on your records. Employers do not automatically trust you. They automatically do not trust you, right?
Right.
You will have to start to earn trust, and that will likely mean at jobs you never envisioned doing, at the bottom of the pile. As young people, a quick payday by dealing drugs might seem easy money. The never-ending problems that come with that you'll end up facing when your neighbors, friends, former associates who make deals with the cops when they get caught, all can lead to a downfall that is forever. Unfortunately, the choices for futures for convicted felons who sell dope is to get right back into the same business that got them nailed in the first place. And by the way, once you're convicted, once cops know who you are at the top of their list of easy targets to keep an eye on. Second and subsequent convictions lead to longer and longer prison terms. That's the real world out here. Now, for the neighbors in this case who called the police when they saw suspicious activity next door, good for you.
Yes.
You don't want drug activity in your community. It brings property values down, makes it unsafe for your children, casts doubts on you and others living in the neighborhood. You're guilty by association. You can always alert authorities when you suspect illegal drug activity. If you think it's happening, good chance you're right. There are numerous signs. First, if cars come and go after just stopping by, if it looks like scheduled times of the week when the residents are open for business, if their home sticks out in the neighborhood because the yard is a mess, there's debris everywhere, those are signs. If there are late night or all night parties or gatherings, those are signs. If you don't want the police knowing who you are, you can contact Crime Stoppers. In Onslow County, it's just a phone call away. The number is 910-938-3273. You don't need to give your name. Your number will not be noted. No one will contact you. However, at some future date, if you notice that police have come calling on your neighbor, wait a few days, call Crime Stoppers again, give the code number you were given when you first called, and you may be eligible for a reward. Now, if you happen to get descriptions, including license plates of any cars that seem to be regular customers, pass that along when you first call Crime Stoppers. The more info you can furnish, the more likely that police will be able to develop a case, the more likely people will get arrested and you get a reward. They will not conduct a raid nor arrest the occupants based only on your information. They will first conduct an investigation, develop enough probable cause to get a search warrant, then do their thing. You are completely removed on paper from that process. No one knows your names. This is not Cheers. Again, the number to call is 910-938-3273, 910-938-3273. Neighbors, we all have a responsibility to ourselves, to our kids, to our neighborhood, to keep it straight, to keep it right. And when you see garbage moving in and ruining your neighborhood, that's the time to make the call. Make some notes. If you see, don't go walking up to people's cars when they're buying dope and take pictures and stuff. You could get yourself hurt. You don't need to do that. Get yourself some Gladys glasses.
When our city councilman,
y'all know what Gladys glasses are?
Mrs. Kravitz.
You remember her?
Yep.
With the binoculars?
Which?
I wonder
Mrs.
where
Kravitz.
mine are at.
You just need to get that. Take a look at the license plates. Even if you get a partial plate, that's okay. Have a description of the car. That's okay. That will help them out, and they'll know when they start surveilling the place because they will.
Oh yes,
at
they
some
will.
point in time.
Well, my city councilman that was on here last week, and I had said something to him about a house around the corner. The grass was pasture knee high front and back.
Mhm.
And I said, it's not so much the grass. I just want to make sure that nobody's died inside the house.
Mhm.
And he called me as soon as I got home that morning and said it's taken care of.
Yep.
And I was saying, because you never know.
Well, you just never know what's going on.
Could be the homeowner died, has no one to check on them, and
it
the
happens.
grass grew.
It happens.
No.
It does happen.
It does, and then there's some people
Who just don't care.
Yeah, they do not care, and they do not care about their neighbors.
Of course
They
not.
don't care about anything.
They're not going to be there forever.
I have great neighbors. I can't complain.
Well, I know my neighbors pretty well. One of them next door.
Yeah, I have great neighbors.
God rest her soul. Sarah Humphreys went Clean County.
Yeah,
Oh,
Miss
yeah.
Sarah. I knew
And
her.
there was Yard of the Month.
Yep.
And
She did the good thing.
She did the good
She did a
things.
lot of good.
And
A lot on the beautification.
Yeah. If you had people that had unkept yards, you just
They may be
call.
down on the luck. They may have problems or whatever.
Yeah.
I know.
But the others that don't, you see, they got lawnmowers. They just don't want to get on it and
It
use
might
them.
not work. It might be like my chainsaw. They might
love
not
to
know
mow
what
the
the joke
yard.
is.
Yeah.
I love to mow the yard. In fact, I was going to try to do it again this morning.
For
but
you folks though, that seriously, if you do have problems with something, a lawnmower or whatever that's been sitting up for 4, 5, 6 months, and it's got gas in it left over from yesteryear, the chances are better than good that there is water in the gas tank. Well, wait a minute, you say it's been under a shed, it's been locked in a garage. It doesn't matter. If you bought gasoline at a gas station where you normally fill up your car, and here's what happens with ethanol. Ethanol is up to 10%, or it can be up to 15%, but around here is 10% right now, is alcohol. It's mixed together. When you burn it in your car, you burn it in your lawnmower, you buy this year, and you're fine. When that gasoline sets up, and I'm going to do an example and show you guys one of these days. I'll get some and pour it in a glass jar and just let it sit over here in the house. But over a period of time, it goes through something called phase separation. We know this. I know this because of the boating business that I was in. And 75% of all of the business that came in for motors that would not start or would not run was traced right back to fuel.
Yeah.
75%. We kept a record of it. The first question that I asked when I was taking reports from people coming, my motor won't start, I said, when was the last time your motor was running? This is generally after May Day, after Memorial Day in May. Sometime in May, they'll start coming in. It won't start. When was the last time you ran it? Oh, Labor Day. That was last September. Yeah, what you been doing with it since then? It's been sitting in the garage, or it's been sitting outside. It's been okay. So you set your boat up with gas in it? Yeah. Okay, we'll check it. So you could guarantee 85% of those with that complaint, that length of time, had water in the gas. Phase separation, the gasoline separates from the alcohol. That's what ethanol is alcohol. It separates. Alcohol floats to the surface. It's lighter than gasoline. Gasoline is lighter than water. Water's heavier than all of the above. Alcohol on the surface, we live in a place where the humidity right now is in the 90s, as is normal. And any humidity that you got, it's going to suck it up. Alcohol absorbs moisture. You know that from if you're putting it on your skin's got water on it, you rub it in alcohol, it all evaporates and it feels really cool. When it evaporates, when it soaks up that water, then it's heavier than the gasoline and settles to the bottom of your fuel tank. Well, your pickup tubes for gasoline for your motors are obviously at the bottom of the tank. You suck it from the top and you won't have very much gasoline to deal with. You suck it from the bottom where the water is, and it will be water. I had 135 gallons of fuel in one boat that I had years ago. Mm-hmm. I didn't know anything about ethanol because I had never had ethanol before until recently. And it sat up for quite a while because I had some other issues that I was dealing with. And anyway, it wouldn't start. And Bill Tarpley down at Tideline Marine at the time told me, he said, you need to, I can do it, but I have to charge you for it. You need to drain your gas because I guarantee you got water in it. How do you know? Just try it. I went and got a little fuel pump from AutoZone, just a little small, generic, universal, they call them, like you have for cars, 12 volts. It cost me $10, $15. Put a hose of one in, put the hose, ran it hard hose, put it all the way down to the bottom of the gas tank, and I had several old 5-gallon gas cans, old ones, and I had clear hose coming out the other side. I plugged it in, and I was sucking out stuff in there, and I said, oh, my God, no wonder. This is ugly-looking stuff. And it mixed, of course, with the stuff on the bottom, and it was cleaning out all the debris on the bottom, that alcohol-water combination. And when it stopped coming out looking like that, I stopped. I had 8 gallons of crud off the bottom of that 135 gallons of fuel. And it was not going to run through the motors.
No.
It won't start. And I took that out. We cleaned the carburetors, got all the crud out of the carburetors, started the motors up, and that's all that was needed. I got the water. It had 8 gallons of water in the bottom of that 135 gallons of what used to be fuel.
General maintenance.
At least it was real fuel then. It was not ethanol anymore.
Which is interesting. Thomas just sent us a message. All he uses is ethanol. He says it costs a little bit more, but
ethanol free. Ethanol free costs a little bit more.
Ethanol free. Yeah. Correct. Yes.
Right, Thomas.
Thomas.
That's what I use in lawnmowers and all that sort of good stuff. But even, let me tell you the other thing. When you go to the pumps where it says ethanol free, go ahead and put at least a couple of gallons in your car. Here's a clue. If somebody has been using regular gas coming out of that nozzle, all the gas is in the hose and going down to the pump is ethanol gasoline. So run off a couple of gallons into your car. You're going to be burning it off before it has any problems with phase separation. And then pump your gas can full of ethanol free because you will have ethanol free. But ethanol free can have legally up to, I think it's 5% of alcohol in it. And so it's all, some of it, most places will have it. Go to a marina. Generally, the prices of gas at a marina are going to be a little bit higher, even than ethanol-free gas at the pump. And there's a reason, because that's all ethanol-free. Okay, I'm tired of that.
Well, you know what?
Okay.
But that's advice for y'all, really, seriously.
And you'll need it for the marine forecast.
Yeah, nice day. In fact, pretty good weekend it was weather-wise. But as is often the case, the ocean's likely going to get a little nasty, especially towards the northern coastal areas and further offshore. Showers and thunderstorms are likely not going to be friendly to small boats as a cold front passes along the coastal waters. Keep your eye on the forecast. Be prepared to adjust your plans. Today, out to 60 nautical miles, westerly winds around 10 knots, becoming northwesterly this afternoon. Seas 2 to 4 feet, patchy fog in the morning. Yeah, we got it around here at other places. A chance of showers and thunder boomers in the afternoon north of Cape Lookout. In case you're heading in that direction today, a small craft advisory will be the things that you got to be looking out for. Northeasterly winds tomorrow, 20 to 25 knots, diminishing to 15 to 20 in the afternoon, gust to 30. Seas 6 to 9 feet. A slight chance of showers. As beautiful as it is right now, not a breath of air blowing, and we're going to have 25 knot winds tomorrow. Wednesday, southeasterly winds coming down around 10 knots, seas 3 to 5 feet.
Today, showers and possibly a thunderstorm likely this afternoon. High near 83. Calm wind becoming west around 6 miles per hour this afternoon. A chance of rain is at 90%. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy with a low around 49. Tuesday, mostly sunny with a high of 72. And Wednesday, sunny with a high near 75.
Checking around the hams, and Lee is one of those hams. She gets the lead off the ham brigade this morning.
Wow.
And the Woodlands is 62 degrees, 95% humidity when she called in, 29.98 inches of mercury. No wind, no rain, Joe called in this morning from the borough, Swansboro, 65 degrees there, 99% humidity, 29.98 inches of mercury, calm, no wind, and no rain. And over at Emerald Isle, where he was over there walking the beaches, it was 69 degrees. Oh, it's warm enough. Nice. 99, and he had a little bit of ground fog over there, small waves, but they were churning a little bit. No wind, no rain at the time. James in Layden County called in, 61 degrees this morning, and it was calm. They had no rain either. Nobody had any rain. Ward in Cedar Point, 67 degrees, 97% humidity, 30.05 inches of mercury and climbing, southwesterly winds, very light. Randy on his golf cart, right? In the southwest community, 60 degrees, 29.97 inches of mercury, 99% humidity. It had some fog, a little low-level fog hanging in there. He said it was clear of the ground, up a little bit, top of the houses, it was foggy. Then above that, it was clear. So it was kind of weird. And we had Lee in the back swamp. He's back in town, but he's going to be leaving again. That boy has got himself a recreational place he's building up in West Virginia. 60 degrees, 99% humidity, 29.82 inches of mercury. He had lots of fog. His place was full of fog this morning. Brian in the borough, 62.2 degrees, 93% humidity, 29.66 inches of mercury, no wind. And we didn't hear from Carol or Dale this morning. Richard over there in Jones County checked in this morning, 61 degrees, 97% humidity, 29.99 inches of mercury, foggy, light wind. And up in New Hampshire, Roger checked in, 47 degrees, kind of chilly, 30.09 inches of mercury, cloudy. He had gusting winds up to 13 miles an hour, and he had a little bit of rain in the rain gauge up there in New Hampshire.
Okay, Charlie, hold on a second. We'll get you.
Charlie's calling.
Charlie's calling.
Charlie from
the hot spot in the U.S. right now.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, Charlie.
Okay, third time's a charm. Hey, Charlie.
Morning, Charlie.
Okay, so I just dialed, I think, a wrong number.
Okay.
Somebody said this is like, I dialed some random number. Like, I don't even know what it was. It was like Crime Stoppers or something.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Did you call and report us?
I got paranoid.
You call him?
You took the number off
Yeah.
off of YouTube where I wrote Crime Stoppers and gave the number, Charlie.
Yeah, and they're like, Charlie, can we help? I'm like, wait, am I under arrest? I have no clue the number I called.
We're just wondering if you turned us in.
I hope so. You get a reward. I want a part of it.
And I was talking to a nice lady. I'm like, wait a minute. Is this Rayford? Who am I talking to? And I hung up because I got super paranoid. Like, it was weird. It was a bizarre conversation.
That's one of our dispatchers.
Charlie, just because you're paranoid does not mean they're not after you.
I don't know the number that I called. It was very bizarre.
It was Crime Stoppers. Onslow County Crime Stoppers.
Crime Stoppers.
Yeah, it was very bizarre. I got really paranoid. Like, I need to hang up and change my number. Anyway, so
You're safe.
Too late. Too late. We got you, Charlie. We got you. You fell for the trap, Charlie. You fell for the crap. It's a sting operation.
Oh, my gosh.
it was great. So listen, obviously you guys know I live on the West Coast. The Spencer Pratt guy for mayor for Los Angeles.
Yeah.
You know, there's something about this guy. Okay, first, I was, a lot of people think, okay, this guy's white. He's probably rich. And I remember during the debate, they said, MAGA, 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 MAGA. This is a reality individual. He's basically a goofball individual. But there's something unique about him. He graduated from the University of Southern California. Do you guys know USC, right?
Trojans.
Okay, so you would basically say if somebody graduates from the USC, you would basically say,
He's a doper.
they're probably a smart person, correct?
He's a former reality TV star.
But he graduated he had a political science degree from the
University. That's about useless all the way around.
No. But I'm
yes,
saying,
it is.
Okay, it's probably a liberal university.
Absolutely.
Well, he's
Okay,
a
the fact that
Republican.
he's that- okay. But you know who else? I was thinking about this. This isn't a Charlie original thought. I learned this. Ronald Reagan was an actor. Who else? Arnold Schwarzenegger was an actor. These are people that were entertainers that became political figures.
Yes.
Go ahead.
No, I just said yes. Go ahead.
I mean, this guy is very young. Obviously, you guys are really old. I'm a little younger than all of you. And you say to yourself, okay, so who is this whippersnapper? I think this guy, I think he can make an impact. I don't think he's smart with regards to understanding how you run a $1 trillion or $1 billion government. He wants to surround himself with smart people. He doesn't want homeless people, drug addicts. He doesn't want, I think this guy's got a chance.
Okay.
Well, he threw his hat in the ring following the 2025 Palisades fires, in which his home was burnt to the ground.
I didn't do
And
it.
he felt like that there was a lot of failures by the city governments at the time that attributed to the houses burning down. You remember the big deal about the water, not releasing water, not having enough water, this. And the mayor took a lot of heat for it.
And you guys, let me ask you guys a question. Have you seen that water basin that was way up in those mountains that was completely empty, that was supposed to provide water to homes that they were burned down? Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I remember that.
This thing is the size of probably 16 football fields that was supposed to be filled with water. It was dry. It was Sahara Desert dry. There wasn't a molecule of water in there. That's what that thing was built for.
Well, where does it get its water? How does the water fill it up?
Well, no, the county, the city is supposed to fill it up and it's supposed to tap it. And when there's an emergency when there's fires, you uncap it and you release all that water. So when the fire department shows up, they hook up their hoses and they spray out the fire. They couldn't spray out the fires. There was nothing there.
And the fire departments on the ground level were
Yeah.
having a hard time with water pressure and having enough water.
No, it's so simple, but nobody wants to admit that. You would think the mayor of Los Angeles would say, listen, we've got this thing that's 16 times the size of football fields. It was completely empty. We messed up. We should have had water in there. There was no water in there.
I don't
But
think.
nobody wants to take it. Nobody wants to be accountable for that. They go back and forth. They make excuses. It's really horrible. It's really disgusting. I'm not sure where Allensville County. Allensville County.
Yeah.
If you guys, do you guys have fire hazards in your area?
We have
Well, every house is a fire hazard. Yes.
but a lot of
Let me ask you a question.
wood fires.
Do you guys have flooding? Is there something preemptive where if something happens, it needs to be taken care of right now? Are you guys taking care of? Is this like a natural disaster? Is there something that could potentially happen in your
Hurricane.
county?
Hurricanes is what
Hurricanes.
we look out because we live right on the coast here, and
Okay, so
we live in the
what-
hurricane belt.
So what is going to protect you if a massive hurricane happens 6 weeks from now? Is there something in place that's going to protect all of you people? Is there something in place?
There are processes here.
Yeah.
One, people can leave, especially the barrier islands, right there on the beach where a lot of folks will live, and the county opens shelters. The Red Cross, what they call them Red Cross shelters, are used to. I think there's county shelters now where people can hide out and wait and get food and all that sort of good stuff for a day or two or three, whatever it takes until the hurricane is gone. Hurricanes come in and they spend a few hours and they go. It's not like something that stays here forever. Now, at that point in time, homes along the beaches, quite often, many of them are destroyed if it's a bad storm. And, people have to go home. They have it upon themselves to make arrangements for other living, somewhere they can go or do.
But see, Charlie, one thing we have, Charlie.
Hold on, Charlie.
One thing we have that obviously with those fires you were talking about didn't have. So with a hurricane, we have we've got quite a few days notice that there's a chance that it's coming. So unlike your fires that for whatever reason someone wants to blame it on, They happen. We have some notifications, so you can start taking precautions. For you out there in California, God bless you is all I can say. I mean, I don't know why there wasn't water pumped in there if they're supposed to be.
Let me ask you guys a question. Do you guys know specifically what I'm talking about? Go to the Pacific Palisades. Look at this massive 13 times football field. It was completely empty. There wasn't a molecule of water in it. It was completely empty. There was nothing in it. It was drained completely. So I'm not a political person, but if I had, $1 million homes, on a hillside below me, but I had, a 15 times, this populace that could contain all this water, there was no water there. There's no water inside this thing. Why was there no water?
Did they build this thing and with the premise that it would fill up with rainwater up in the mountains? Or
No. They built it because man needed to put water in there in case there was a fire.
Okay, so
That's
it was.
why they built it.
So it was meant to be filled up. So
Right.
assuming it has pumps there to fill it up.
Yes, but it was empty. It was completely empty. And nobody is taking responsibility for that. It was built specifically in case there was a brush fire that would ignite fire and it might potentially destroy all these homes. Nobody's talking about that. And you're probably thinking to yourself, Charlie, relax, take a breath. I think you're missing something. I'm not missing anything. It was built specifically if there was a fire, so the fire department would have access to water. The fire department, when all these homes were being burnt down, they went to these neighborhoods, they opened up the fire hydrant. There's nothing there. It was empty.
Okay, so
They couldn't do anything.
So it was up to the government to, Charlie, it was up to the government to have that filled with water, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And thus the reason they're not taking responsibility, because everyone that lost their homes would then sue
The government
and would win
and unelect them.
yeah. That's why they're not taking responsibility.
Okay.
So,
Let's straighten out some facts here. First of all, water was present in the mountains during the fires. The hydrants in the hillside areas ran dry because municipal tanks couldn't keep up with the demand. The problem was pressure loss from depleted uphill tanks, not a total water shortage. But what happened was they had depleted most of the water that they were getting from the uphill tanks. And the biggest problem with them trying to put out the fires was the water pressure was so bad. And officials say the shortage was due to systems being pushed to their limits, not a complete lack of water, but rather a failure
So
to
they did not
replenish.
have pumps to take place when the water level fell low.
Yes,
Okay.
the water level the pressure was extremely low.
Okay.
hold on. Very, very, very respectfully. Are you okay? Are you saying okay? That well was dry. There was no water in that vast basin.
It ran dry at 3 a.m. on January 7th, 2025.
You guys, it's funny. If you guys produce your show, it would be very cool right now if you could actually show that water basin. It's massive. It was empty. There wasn't a molecule of water in there. It's really funny. I'm an idiot, but you would think if you were in charge of local government, you're like, hey, we flew these drones over this neighborhood, and we noticed this thing that's like 16 times the size of a football field. Why is that there? And you would think a normal person would say, I'm a city engineer. There's supposed to be water in that thing in case there's a massive fire.
Well, hopefully there's been, 4 months, 5 months. So hopefully they've got water resupplying it now.
It's not there. There's no water in it right now.
Well,
there's nothing there.
We have a listener that chimed in and said if his memory is correct, it was drained for repairs and then it was never refilled after the repairs. I'm not sure what repairs were taken. I don't know, Charlie.
I think the whole thing, and when it comes to human beings, when it comes to politics, I don't know if you guys watch Karen Bass and you watch Spencer Pratt. Spencer Pratt is like probably 38 or 39 years old. Maybe 20 years ago, he was a reality TV star called The Hills in Newport Beach or Laguna Beach, where all these rich white people lived. He was basically a character. It was kind of goofy for people between the ages of these people are effing lunatics. It might be the best thing to save Los Angeles.
Charlie, are you in an area right now that's suffering from the extreme heat?
The what?
The extreme heat.
Respectfully, I don't really know.
How hot is it there?
Yeah, how hot where you're living right now?
No, it's normal. It's not hot. No, it's like 70 degrees. No, it's not hot. No.
The reason I asked last night, one of the stories, they were talking about the weather across the nation, hail, tornadoes, etc. But they were talking about the extreme heat in California, and that it's going to be expected for many days, and that could lead to more fires. Yeah.
No, I don't think like in the city of Los Angeles. No, I don't think there's.
Good. Good. Okay. Well, the Lakers aren't hot either, so.
Ooh.
I'm just saying. Little basketball fun.
Well, they're dry too, just like the basin up there. The Lakers.
Yeah.
Hey, last question. I'm going to research it and I'm going to call you guys back.
Okay.
But I've seen a couple little, and I get this term from the Saturday Night Live, rumblings about how Barack Obama, with the whole Russian gate, with him basically pushing to try to do anything and everything to try to destroy Trump, him to be president. There's some weird stuff that's coming out with the FBI. I'm not sure if you guys are following it. And some of your listeners are like, Charlie, relax. It's just a conspiracy. It's fake news. I'm starting to think that Barack Obama might be the most disgusting parasite president, maybe ever. I think this guy is a twisted piece. I really believe. I truly believe this is a fucking monster human being.
Watch your language, Charlie.
Yeah. All right, I'm sorry.
All right, we got to go. Talk to you later.
Bye, Charlie.
Thanks, Charlie. Have a blessed day. 910-333-0139.
Mm-hmm.
Ray, for going back to your story about felonies and things.
Yes.
Last week, I think we were talking about what seems to be driving adult teachers, mainly of the female persuasion, to having sexual affairs with their students. Another one popped up over the weekend. And do you remember the story about the person that dragged a law enforcement officer?
Yep.
Well, that happened in Raleigh this weekend.
Did it?
Yeah. Wow. Almost the exact same story, except it was on, can't remember the intersection of Western Boulevard.
There's been any number of them to take off with law enforcement when they're trying to get them out of a car. Some of them rolled the windows up.
That's what happened here.
Did it?
Yeah. And it was a young lady, and she just drove off.
My goodness.
With him hanging from the window.
Wow.
You do know that's a shooting offense, right? If you can get to your gun. No, seriously.
No.
That you can shoot for under those conditions.
When
it happened in Wilmington.
When it happened, oh gosh, what city was it in? But the law enforcement officer fell into the car as the driver was taking off, and the officers kept telling him, stop the car, stop the car, stop the car. He wouldn't. He goes, I'm going to shoot you if you don't. I'm going to shoot you. And he ended up shooting him in the leg. And
be a good choice. Probably not the one that I would pick, but
no. You lived dangerous back then, right? I know, right? A smile tells it all.
Hey.
Can I? One real quick one I need to let our Jacksonville Cardinals.
You're going to sing soprano.
Our Jacksonville Cardinal fans, our lacrosse team gets a first round bye coming up, and then they will play the winner of First Flight West Brunswick, and they'll play that game at home.
Here. Yes.
And probably
that means
it will be
doing really good.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Chris. What night is that they're playing?
I can't see that. It's good. They don't really post them on this site.
Okay.
If Keith can let us know, but
let us know.
I'm going to think probably Thursday night, maybe they'll start tonight.
Darn.
There you go, dude.
There you go again.
You're letting politics get in the way of a good life.
I got the chav.
Happens every day.
You were talking about a woman in Raleigh
Yes.
and you know, her assault on law enforcement.
Mhm.
We had a woman here in Jacksonville arrested over the weekend.
Oh,
She's been arrested and charged in connection with a violent incident involving both emergency medical services and law enforcement. According to the police department, why do they have? They've got they this. I don't know who wrote this story, but they switched to Florida on it. But anyway, the woman was identified as
Is it-
Erica McGriff, 39.
So is it from Jacksonville, North Carolina, or
It's from
somewhere else?
Jacksonville, North Carolina. But further into this story, they say Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, but this even came in on my local stuff. But anyway, I'm not going to read the story because
You don't know where it is.
it is messed up.
Okay.
I'm
up?
going to look it up. I can look up, see she's in jail.
What is her name? Last name?
Let me go back up here. They've got, I don't know, this is weird. Whoever wrote this story, Erica is Erika McGriff, McGriff. Let's see if we have her.
Well,
Jail
while the research goes on with that, I do want to wish our Cardinals good luck in the
Absolutely.
in
Yes.
lacrosse.
Knock her dead.
They were we are the number one defense for our conference in
Right.
in lacrosse. So they're really coming along
Look at-
extremely well.
Woman arrested in Jacksonville, North Carolina for assault on EMS and law enforcement. A Jacksonville, North Carolina woman, blah, blah, blah. Then you get down here, it says, according to the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office,
That's probably the Onslow
Right.
Sheriff's Office in
That's Florida.
Jacksonville.
Oh, okay.
that's Florida, because it went down here further and it mentions Florida again. So let me go find the correct story. Weird.
Well, I was just when people ask about where Jacksonville and they say Florida, as soon as you mention Camp Lejeune, they know what you're talking
Yep.
about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
When I give my location to people when I'm talking to them,
Yeah.
so I say Jacksonville, North Carolina. That's near Camp Lejeune.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, got you. Know
Oh, yeah.
exactly where you are.
Yeah.
I always do that. And by the way, at about 0200 our time, Sunday, I came down and spun the dials on my radio.
Mhm.
I heard a guy, Frenchy. He was, I could obviously tell he was French. Listened to him a minute, and they gave a call sign. I said, "That's a strange call." So I looked it up. It's in New Caledonia.
Wow.
So I called him, and we talked. New Caledonia. Do you know where that is? That is in just northeast of
Right. I have the story. Isn't that like is he a prince?
No.
Caledonia.
Caledonia. Australia. He's just northeast of
Could be an
Australia. It's a
Australian
small
prince.
island. Australia. It's a small island there.
Right.
And he's right on the southwestern coast of New Caledonia.
So
Yeah, I've heard of New Caledonia played a part in World War II. It was also one of the places my dad had talked about. They stopped there when he was in the South Pacific. So that was
Okay.
interesting.
I had the correct story.
okay.
What
And
country is it in?
she is Jacksonville, North Carolina. She's currently in the comforts of the Onslow County Sheriff's Office's bed and breakfast. But a 35-year-old Jacksonville woman is facing multiple charges following an incident at Onslow Memorial Hospital over the weekend.
Uh-huh.
Tammy Spencer was arrested Saturday, May 9th, and charged with felony assault on emergency personnel as well as intoxicated and disruptive behavior
Drunken
and disorderly conduct. The arrest warrant state that Spencer allegedly assaulted a person by grabbing the victim's shoulders twice and causing a cut to the victim's fingers. The incident reportedly occurred in an area where a disturbance was either happening or was imminent.
How old is Tammy?
35. Authorities say Spencer appeared intoxicated while inside Onslow Memorial Hospital and engaged in disruptive behavior. She is accused of intentionally causing a public disturbance by throwing her belongings around the emergency room lobby and yelling. Following her arrest, Spencer was transported to Onslow County Jail, where she remains without bond. Officials say she was already on pre-trial release for a prior offense at the
Let me
time
read
of
you
the
her
incident.
history. You ready?
Oh my goodness.
DWI level 5 in 2012. DWI level 1 in 2012. Driving license revoked in 2012. Resisting an officer in 2012. Driver's license revoked 2012 again. DWI level 5.
Okay.
Level 5 in 2012. DWI level 1, 2012. Another DWI level 1, same year. One injury to personal property, 2013 assault, 2013. DWI level 1, 2016. Drug paraphernalia, use and possession of, 2020. Larceny, 2022. Possession of Schedule 2, 2025. And that's all.
That's enough.
Obviously, she
Now,
has a
How
drink.
can you have your? I'm sorry, Lee. Go ahead. I apologize.
No,
This
it's
is-
fine.
this
I
is-
just said obviously she's got a drink.
This is Tammy K. Spencer, so and she's age
Let's see what we
35.
have here.
So the first question that pops up in my mind is, how can you have your license revoked and revoked and revoked? Once it's revoked, it's
Well,
revoked.
I thought
she's
3
charged
times
with
you're out.
driving with a revoked license all the other times.
Driving with one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, here's one. Here's one. A Beulaville woman is facing several drug charges after
That's when you
deputies
put them in
say
jail, leave them there.
she attempted to hide paraphernalia while inside a detention center. This is in Alonzo County. Ashley Joe Rayner, 36 of Duplin County, was arrested by the sheriff's office, Alonzo County, following an incident on Friday, this past Friday. According to arrest warrants, Rayner allegedly concealed a
Where did
a
she put
glass
it?
smoking device containing meth residue while inside the Alonzo County Detention Center. She was
How
in.
did she get it there?
She was in. Well, she was in. That makes. She was in possession of meth and had been maintaining a vehicle, a 2016 Chevrolet Malibu, that was used for drug activity. She's charged with felony possession of controlled substance on jail premises. That is a felony.
Yep.
Evidently, she was hiding it.
Well, they generally do a search before they put you in the jail.
Evidently, they didn't do the bend over. I don't know, Rayford, but I imagine
Well-
that's probably. Yeah.
One man who used to
Well,
look
we
at
started
bad-
with crap this morning.
Yeah, here we go. One man who used to look at bad guys through the bars from the outside
Ooh.
is now one of those guys on the inside. Halifax County Sheriff's deputies arrested 24-year-old Xavier Robinson and charged him with supplying contraband to inmates in the county jail where he had been working for less than 3 months. He was a corrections officer, a detention officer in the Halifax County Jail. Just got the job 2.5 months ago. The Roanoke Rapids man is accused of supplying a nicotine vaporizer to an inmate. Some of the contraband that he supplied was found inside the jail. His bond, $750. He's going to appear in court in June. The sheriff fired his butt the same night that he was arrested. I cannot imagine, having spent time going through an intense training program, that you throw all of that away, plus your future, for something so stupidly trivial as to give some dude inside your jail a vaporizer.
Hang on, Steve.
Not only that, if convicted, he will not find a future anywhere in law enforcement or any related fields.
I think this last 5-minute segment will be called Dumb Crook News.
Good.
Are we having-
Dumber Crook News.
Stand by,
I
Steve.
just
These-
can't imagine hiding.
Well, it was an easy bust for the sheriff's office. Sorry. Steve.
Hey, Steve.
Hey,
Hey,
Steve.
Steve, help us, Steve.
Good morning.
Yes, it is.
Well, hope y'all had a good weekend.
Well, it started out as a good morning.
Yeah. How was yours?
It was pretty good.
Good.
Mother's Day celebrations galore.
Actually, my wife had to work yesterday, so the celebrations were more kind of on Saturday.
Yeah.
But I still cooked her a really nice dinner.
Nice.
Last night.
Good
I
man.
really expected yesterday, because I took Robbie down to the borough yesterday for early, 11 o'clock. I really expected to see you there in the courtyard or something, because it was one of those gorgeous days, and If you'd been out there singing, I was going to eat outside yesterday.
I guess.
But you were.
Yeah, honestly, don't have any shows booked with them this year.
Wow. Okay.
Decided to go a different direction. Yeah.
They've remodeled inside. That was cool. Looking good.
Yeah, I'll
inside.
probably go there and get something to eat. But I've been on it willy-nilly quite a few times, but I don't think we're going to have them around the street.
Alan.
All right. What's up?
Hey, guys, I wanted to ask you about something. I guess there's enough time passed over the story that everybody may have heard about it by now, but
I may have forgotten it, but go ahead.
I got you. I'm not sure if it's, let's just say the Republicans are now wanting $1 billion of taxpayer money for that ballroom.
Yep.
They want $1 million of my money for
what?
what?
In the
East Wing.
billion
Oh, for the East Wing.
for the ballroom.
For the East Wing.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm just wondering what in the wide world of bait and switch they're trying to pull.
I thought this was I thought this was it the Republican Party that wants this, or
Well, the Democrats are behind it too.
I've seen Lindsey Graham and of course Trump has come out.
so you're talking about the politicians and not,
The
not
Senate
the party.
Republicans are proposing it. $1 billion.
And
Yeah, the Senate Republicans, yeah.
Mhm.
And because my understanding is the administration is requesting it.
They did,
Yeah.
and I mean, be honest with you, Steve, I have heard that some Democrats are backing it as well, and I think it may be just for their protection.
What happened to hold it? Just hold your tater.
Right. Right.
Just stop just for a minute here, y'all. I'm gonna pull my XY Brown. Stop that car right there, and y'all better stop it. What wasn't some bunch of money was offered to give
Yes,
for the construction of this from some private group
Yes.
or party or somebody?
yes,
Not my tax dollars. Wasn't
Yes.
that was what I heard?
yes.
Where's that money?
Trump swore over and over again that
Federal
not one
judge
penny
could
of
stop
taxpayer
it.
money would go to construction of this ballroom.
So who stopped that? Somebody stopped it, right?
A federal judge.
A federal judge would not let them take it. Is that what it is? Is that what y'all were telling me?
A federal judge stopped construction because they understand
Right.
because they had not gone through the proper channels.
Okay, you're breaking up just a little bit, Steve. A federal
I'm sorry.
judge stopped the construction because of what?
Because they had not gone through the proper channels with the historical society and stuff like that, who are supposed to be involved in anything that you do like that with any historical building.
God.
And, I mean, the law is the law, guy.
I understand that. I do too.
The law is the law.
I do
Yeah.
too, but they should have applied for exemptions or something.
I got it right here.
Okay, Lee's got it. Listen.
PolitiFact. This is from PolitiFact. It's a fact-based type thing. Anyway, it says a Senate bill seeks $1 billion for security features for the White House's East Wing modernization project, which includes the ballroom. The bill said the money can't be used for non-security elements. Separating security and non-security construction is tricky, the experts say. President Donald Trump has insisted that his proposed White House ballroom will be paid for with private donations. Now, Senate Republicans have offered legislation that would spend $1 billion of the taxpayers' money on what they say are security measures for a White House modernization project, which includes the ballroom.
And this,
Okay.
Here's my first thing, Lee. As a former project manager, I would ask the first question is: this started out as a $200 million project. How did you miss $1 billion?
This includes the whole
Yeah,
White
we're
House,
talking
is
about-
what they're saying.
Apparently, they're looking at the
I
whole
get
White
what you're
House.
saying.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, but as a project manager, the first thing you want to know is you just went 5 times what the original cost was,
Don't know
and you
what's in
didn't
the
foresee
bill.
this. You didn't. They didn't foresee this. This was a surprise to them that they were going to have to do this. That don't hold water very well.
no, it does. It doesn't. But when it started out, it's just my speculation. It started out, it was just the East Wing. Now they're talking about security for the entire grounds, the entire White House.
Which it needs.
Well, yeah, they just shot another person.
Yes.
that was trying to.
What is
But anyway, I mean, Steve, I totally understand and agree with you, but I then question why there's Democrats backing it. Not a lot, but some, and it's all coming after the incident at the hotel.
Yeah, the White House said at first that it would cost $200 million and would be privately funded.
That's for the construction.
That was for the construction of the ballroom.
But this other monies are for security, right?
Right, but they're saying in this bill that it is for security and it's for the whole White House.
Did they separate? And now I'm going to ask stupid questions. Steve, so help me out. So did they separate the White House from the ballroom and tell us how much the security, advanced security, would be for the White House?
I don't have the bill number. I would have to look it up. But Political Fact is saying that they're spending money on what they say are security measures for a White House modernization project, which includes the ballroom.
I'd like to see if they're separated out.
I would like to see the bill.
I'd like to see how much it costs to do the ballroom thing for security.
Yeah, and I mean, guys, honestly, from my point of view, things just don't add up. You know, the Democrats, they found that there was out of control spending by the Democrats. They're spending more money than anybody's ever spent for. You know, raising the military budget, wanting $1.5 trillion. That's double what we had to spend to fight 2 wars, one in Iraq and one in Afghanistan. Where's all this money going? You know, I know we got a war with Iran we're in the middle of it. I don't think it compares to the cost of 20 years in Iraq and 20 years in Afghanistan. And then what they're saying, you got to trust them about this $1 billion and what they say it's being used for. And I mean, forgive me if I'm a little skeptical about trusting them, you know, when it comes to, you know, how factual they are. The whole reason for this is that they said it was only going to be $200 million and now they want $1 billion. Now, I also understand do y'all know what's underneath the East Wing?
Is that not the underground tunnel and
Maryland and
The
JFK's room?
Yeah.
It's the PIOSC, the Presidential Emergency Operations Command Center.
Yeah.
I can see them, now that they've got access to that to be able to do construction, maybe $1 billion ain't as much money as it seems like.
Oh, wait a minute.
But at this particular time where we're having to cut, you know, social programs, you know, they're talking about we need to save money. Is it really something that really needed to be done? You know, I'm skeptical.
Well, I have.
And for them,
Go ahead.
I was saying, they asked Trump about it. A reporter asked him about it. Said, you know, because he's also wanting to redo the reflecting pool between the Washington Monument and the Lincoln Memorial, which is millions of dollars as well. A reporter asked him, should he really be focusing on these
You really are breaking up really bad, Steve.
I'm sorry. There's just one place I step, I think, when it goes bad. Is that better?
Don't step there again.
Yeah,
Put it next to that spot.
It's a small room. I wouldn't think it makes that much difference. But but yeah, the reporter asked him about it. You know, should they really be focusing on these vanity projects with the, you know, the situation in Iran with gas being over $4 a gallon? And he had a breakdown over that reporter asking that question. And I mean, I get you don't like the question, but I thought it was a fair question for a reporter to ask. You know, but anyway, like I say, it just it puzzles me. I feel like, you know, that they're trying to pull the bait and switch on us. You know, it was a lot when somebody else is going to pay for it, and now, you know, they want the taxpayers to put that much money into it. Man, that just, the optics are horrible, in my opinion.
Well, if there was no ballroom attached to this whole project, the so-called Trump ballroom, would you have a problem with spending the money to upgrade the security in the White House?
That's something that's hard to answer because I don't know that the security was standard to start with.
Oh yes.
You know,
oh yeah. You don't know the Secret Service people. We've had a couple of them on here, and yes, it is very, very, very easy to gain access to that. As access was gained, there was one guy that got into the White House, and I mean they tackled him inside. This stuff it is not that unusual an occurrence.
I kind of understand where you're coming from there, but we're not going to stop letting people take tours of the White House, are we?
No. I'm talking about somebody jumping in the late night, getting inside.
And then, I mean, the ballroom, that's not, a fortified ballroom. I get what you're saying. You got to go throughout the whole White House. I ain't saying I would be opposed to it. It's just the way it's come in makes me very suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
It's still circulating around this ballroom. It's 5 times what they said they were going to spend at a time when we shouldn't be spending money if we don't have to.
Okay.
So anyway, like I say, I think y'all are a little suspicious of it too. Maybe not as much as I am, but on the face of it, it sounds a little crooked or a little intriguing. However you want to.
Well, I got a little bit more information on it. So, Senate Republicans are aiming to secure the $1 billion in funding for security-related aspects of the White House ballroom project as part of a broader, roughly $70 billion funding package for immigration enforcement, which they aim to pass with little or no support from the Democrats. They began unveiling their aspects of the reconciliation package just this past week. Included with the bill is a $1 billion allocation to the Secret Service for purposes of security adjustments and upgrades relating to the East Wing modernization project, including above ground and below ground security measures. The funding can only be used for security related aspects of the project, according to the bill text. And the Trump administration said that that he would, along with private donations from investors, raise the $400 million to pay for the ballroom, and it will cost the taxpayer nothing. So that's what I'm reading here. That's from several different big news outlets, but we'll see what comes out of it.
We're in mid 2026 now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure that Donald will get to
He
enjoy
won't.
any of it.
He won't.
By the time it's built.
No, he won't.
That's another thing that puzzles me is why he is so fixated on something that won't be completed till he's gone.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that, I mean, I feel like I have to say this as, one of us adults in the room. I consider y'all adults as well, but if they do not sell this to the Democratic Party on some level and the Democrats take over in the midterms, it's all for nothing. They can go right in there and reverse all this stuff.
They can.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
they stopped in midterm. They stopped in the beginning of a 2020 campaign, and stopped in the middle of the 2020 change of power. They stopped building a fence. A lot of it went rusted and some was sold with scrap. So yeah, I know they can change things.
So I mean, that's where I'm at. That it seems ill-conceived to just push this stuff through without getting support from the majority of the country. Yeah, or a significant majority, not a razor thin majority.
Well, how, do you think again that we are ever going to have an election process that is not going to be close between the Democrat and the Republican nominees?
And
I'm not talking about just presidential. I mean, we've got a barely a majority anytime in the House and in the Senate. So do you think that we're ever going to have one of those, we got so many people, we speak for the entire country? Do you think we're going to ever have a group of leaders again that will speak for the entire country down the politically divided lines that we have in the House, the Senate, and the presidency?
Well, I don't know, Arthur, but I will point to...
That's why I ask you, do you think?
I don't know, but this is what I think of when you ask me that question, is between 2020 and 2022, the Democrats had control of the House, the Senate, and the White House.
Barely.
Barely.
No. Barely, yes.
But they passed some bills.
Mm-hmm.
and they were able to get Republicans on board with it. And it seems like that legislation has stuck.
Mm-hmm.
The PACT Act, infrastructure, a lot of that stuff is, Republicans have still supported.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's kind of the key to getting the longevity of this stuff.
So in 2024 and we're beginning in 2025, when Trump took over, did he throw all those things to the to the wolves? Did he shut them down?
He shut down all the executive orders, but the legislation that passed, he's made attempts to undermine it, but he hasn't overturned it. Just like with the Affordable Care Act, there's still enough Republican support out there that they can kill it.
Okay.
If they could, I believe they would. But
don't get back in time.
But that's kind of my point about it, is that, the main point is that you've got to get enough people from both sides to agree to it, for it to have any, lifespan to it. There was Democratic legislation that our Republican representatives voted for. This legislation that they pushed through where they don't get any Democrats to vote for, I'm really worried that legislation ain't gonna make it far.
Mm-hmm.
They're just gonna fight to try and overturn it. So we'll see. Yeah. But anyway, that's kind of the path I was on this morning.
I get that.
The big thing was the $1 billion now that they're trying to, they're trying to give us for this situation, and we just got to trust them, that it's needed, and that, that it's not going to go more than $1 billion. They don't seem to have a good grip on their project cost overruns at this point.
Nobody, the government does not at any level.
And honestly, Steve, even outside the government, they'll come up with a budget and they're always under. I mean, they're always going to be over budget. They just can't forecast.
Here's how some of that happens too, especially when even when you have projects that are not government related, you've got people that are going to be stalling it because a subcontractor is going to need more money for this, or something's going wrong. Have you ever seen those house remodeling things that people do?
Yeah.
These companies come in and do on TV. Oh, by the way, sir, I'm sorry. Guess what we found when we pulled this wall off? You've got ants in your house, so that's going to cost you another $10,000.
Yep.
So there are overruns on everything.
At every
level.
We're in a weird place in history right now, and Donald Trump is the X factor. He's the one that wanted Jerome Powell indicted because he went over budget on renovation projects.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gone on and on about how, where's all this money? Where's all it? Whatever. Y'all probably heard about it. So for the same person to be a big, looking at going $1 billion over on his own project, that just is very, I don't know if you say ironic or what the actual proper term would be for it.
I have not read anything about any of this, as you probably gathered at the very beginning, except what you have told me and what Lee has read from the bill.
Right.
And listening to her read from the bill, the proposed bill, I do not find it being a Trump overrun on this project. Yes, if they're going to build something, if they're going to build it, hopefully they will have security for it. And I don't know, part of the security was just having it on the grounds, but assuming that the White House is going to be hardened up, which it needs to be hardened up, should have been hardened up years ago. It should have been hardened up after 9/11, even more than it was, because that was a target. But they just didn't take it because it's too small to hit, too hard to find it from the air, unless you know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
That's the only reason that wasn't targeted. The Pentagon was an easy target. So.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go out in the garden.
Go get some
Yeah, a little bit of
food.
gardening this morning. Yeah. Well, it's going to be a pretty day for a little bit.
Yep. At the beginning of
Enjoy
it.
it.
Go get her done now.
I wanted to tell you, I do the single, right quick before I get off, I do the single stalk on my tomatoes, which makes faster than, when you let them out.
You do what on your tomatoes? The stalk?
Single
A
stalk.
single stalk. I guess just one single stalk growing up.
Oh, yeah. Right. Yep.
No side branches.
Got it.
Yeah, no side branches.
Not coming out
So,
of the
they're
ground.
4 foot tall. Right, they're 4 foot tall now because they only had that one stalk.
Yeah,
But,
all of them are
but yeah,
going
they're
fast, but one of them is really shooting. It's above the cage. Just put it that way. And it's a 3 foot
Okay.
tall cage.
Yeah. I've got cherry tomatoes that are pushing 5 foot right now.
Wow.
Ooh.
Go for them.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're taller than my wife.
Oh my gosh.
Can I say, I can't say what I was going to say, can I, Lee? It's
Uh,
taller than
Lee?
somebody we know.
No, I'm not going there.
Oh, she
Nope.
knows what I'm going to say. I won't say it. I won't say it.
I got it.
Have a blessed day.
All right,
Steve.
guys. Well, I'm going to get off of here. Y'all have a blessed day.
You do the same, partner.
Right.
Were you going to say taller than Lee?
No,
Oh, okay.
he's taller than this guy. Just no, wait, anyway. Okay, it's a nice day today so far.
Yeah. To be on the water?
Yeah, just be careful and don't go very far offshore if you're going to go out there. By now, if you ain't out there, I'd be probably turning around. Get in by noon, okay? Let's just
Get
put
in
it that
by
way.
noon.
Wow.
Get in.
Yeah, get your butts in here. Showers
3.5
and thunderstorms
hours.
likely. Not going to be friendly to small boats because when you got a thunderstorm out there, the waves get big too because the wind is picked up in all thunderstorms. Look at your forecast. Keep your eye on your ears on your radios when you're out there. I hope you've got a marine radio that I all tune to the weather channels, but you need to be checking it periodically for any updates. Okay. Today, out to 60 nautical miles, westerly winds around 10 knots, becoming northwesterly this afternoon, 2 to 4 footers, patchy fog this morning in a lot of areas, a chance of showers and thunderstorms this afternoon north of Cape Lookout.
Yes.
A lot of people will be fishing up around the Cape where they love to fish. I do love to fish in that neck of the woods or go on to the east side, they call it. I like fishing up there. It's great fishing ground. But there's going to be a small craft advisory there today, throughout the day. It's going to be sort of sloppy. Tuesday, tomorrow, northeasterly winds 20 to 25 knots. That's not going to be good. Diminishing to 15 to 20 in the afternoon. Gusts are 30 knots. See, 6 to 9 feet. Did you understand what I said there? You did. 6 to 9 footers. That's big.
Yes.
Yes,
yes.
Yeah. Slight chance of showers tomorrow. Now, Wednesday, southeasterly winds are coming down 10 knots, seas 3 to 5. Doable, but the little boats, you might want to stay close to shore.
Yes, good advice. Today, showers and possibly a thunderstorm likely this afternoon. High near 83. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy with a low around 49. Tuesday, mostly sunny with a high near 72. And Wednesday, sunny with a high near 75. Good golf day.
So much for the Iranian side of that ceasefire
my
agreement.
goodness.
The United Arab Emirates reported Iranian drones. I think Kuwait also did. Iranian drones attacking their country in spite of that ceasefire. Iran says, nah, it didn't happen. We only went after military targets. There have been numerous violations of the ceasefire agreement over the past month. The U.S. has sunk several small Iranian boats that threaten shipping interests in the Strait of Hormuz. At least 2 commercial ships have been attacked, presumably by Iran. Nobody else is attacking the commercial ships there. Meanwhile, the rogue government in Tehran says the terms that the U.S. maintains for a peace not acceptable. And Trump said, go pound sand. The Trump administration, thank goodness, is holding a hard line, along with Israel, a line that says Iran cannot have materials that would allow them to build any more nuclear weapons. They said nuclear weapons. I'm saying any more because I will bet you they've already got some. Have already been built, small ones, suitcase size, dirty bombs, the things they can, just get a flight into New York or ride into Canada and get a ride on down from Canada or get into New York somewhere or another and leave a hotel room with a dirty bomb planted inside.
My.
Okay? That's easy to do. Iran continues to lie, claiming they have done nothing with uranium except to produce electricity. We know better. Our intelligence teams dispute that, and I tend to trust them more than I do anyone in Iran. Iran, as we know, has vowed to kill all Israelis and all Americans. That's what this rogue group of individuals there are doing. We got to kill you. With that kind of a threat hanging over our heads, why would you, I know I won't, but why would you be willing to risk the future and trust the Iranians with anything more advanced than a slingshot?
I agree.
You know, over the weekend, I watched the oil prices go up and down and up and down, and it was as the proposals went back and forth, and you know, God bless the Pakistanians for putting themselves in the middle of this to
dummies.
But
I wouldn't if I was in their shoes.
I'm finding it harder and harder to believe that there's going to be any kind of agreement, because what the U.S. wants, Iran is not going to give, and what Iran wants, there's no way in Hades that the United States is going to accept it.
Absolutely correct, Chris.
And so, in the meantime, I heard, what did they say? Little boats are acting as their navy now.
Yeah, well, that's all they got
ships.
left. You know, they got 20, 30-foot boats out there running rampant, trying to get close to some of the commercial shipping and shooting their handheld missiles at them.
I just wonder what Russia's going to do, because they were talking to Russia at one time about being resupplied with equipment.
How are you going to get it? We're not going to let the ships come in.
Are you going to fly over and drop it?
Yeah, there you go.
Well,
we'll drop some for you.
You know, there's been reports,
Right.
and that's we here on the program, we read all these reports and then try to figure out which one.
We're trying to make chicken salad out of you know what.
Yeah,
Spaghetti.
but that the meeting he has coming up with the of China
Today, isn't it?
it starts today,
Mhm.
is not going to be anywhere near what it was his first term when they met.
Right.
As far as cordial, is that a good word? Good word, cordial.
Well,
Cordial
I would not be going to
wishful
another
thinking.
country and stirring up a bunch of dust, because you've got to get out and get back.
Well, he's under fighter escort.
Well, I know that, Rayford. We all know that. But, you know,
Well, you got Putin saying that he sees an end to the war with Ukraine.
Yep.
Which he's
Because
been
they've
saying.
run out of money and people. They're running out of soldiers fast.
Yeah.
They're recruiting them from other countries.
But the leader of China and Putin, I think, met last week, if I'm not mistaken. Obviously, the last thing anyone in this country wants to see is any of our fighting men and women in harm's way, but they already are. I wouldn't want to see it escalate. I just don't know that this timeline keeps moving. And as it moves, it affects the Americans the most, and especially at the pumps. We keep hearing that every day.
All of the jabber. You know, there's. I look at John Legato's post a lot. I subscribe to
I
it.
had quite a few come out last night.
And it's all. I love the stuff. There's one guy that they pick it. He keeps cutting to him, who responds, particularly when police are having issues with sovereign citizens.
Aggravating.
And you sit there and you talk and you talk and you talk. And Ed Brown told me about that years ago. And this guy is a little parody. This guy said there's too much talk. Too much talk. Yes, it's time for action.
Well, what gets me about those frauditors,
by the neck if necessary, whatever,
is they put their nose right in the middle of business that's not even their business, and they run their mouths, and it just seems like I'd say start locking them up for interference. Did you see the one the other day where they actually tackled the frauditor?
Yeah.
I was like, yes.
You know what? These guys think they got the stupid little camera, their cell phone quite often, and they're out there trying to get clicks so that every click they get $1 or 15 cents or whatever. I don't know what it is they do. I don't understand how they make the money. I don't even want to understand how they make it doing that kind of stuff. You know, prostitutes have more dignity. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're offering a service. Okay? They've got more to offer than these clowns out there. What are they offering? Anything but hate and discontent? You're getting in the way of enforcing the law. Now, back in the day, we called that interference. It was as simple as that. Interfering with a law enforcement officer. Click.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Do
Get out of
not
there.
give anybody a citation. A citation, y'all, is a courtesy for people who do minor things. No, sir. Lock every one of them up. Let them put them under bond. But the time they get under $400 or $500 bond or $1,000 bond, and they got to pay a bondsman because they don't got $1,000 to spend, have to give a bondsman 10% or 15%, depends upon where you live. You give them $100. There's your $100 gone. Put wings on it and just say bye-bye.
Well,
idiots.
They did that with a gentleman. He's not a gentleman. He's a murderer, alleged murderer. They killed his wife, cut off his anklet that the police put on him, monitoring, and flew to Italy. And they're having the hearing today on whether or not he could be extradited over. But he went over there under an alias name of Lejeune Jean-Pierre something.
Wow.
And then he told them he was wanted in the United States for killing his wife.
Wow.
Wait.
But,
You sure we're not talking about Brian Hooker?
First.
No.
First.
Yes.
He had an ankle bracelet.
Yeah, the monitor. Home
Had a monitor.
Yeah.
Because he was under suspicion of killing his wife.
He had already been arrested
For something else.
for that.
For killing his wife.
Yes, and he was out.
And they let him loose
Yes.
with an ankle bracelet.
Yes.
After they say he killed his wife.
Yes.
Huh?
He was only charged.
Where did he?
It doesn't matter.
Where did he?
There are certain charges you don't get out of jail
Where did he
for.
go, Chris?
He went to Italy.
Okay, I'm gonna see if I can find anything.
Well, that's
on
going
it.
to be internet. That's going to be a flight. Probably, well, be interstate at least. And so he's got federal problems.
Yes.
Oh.
I believe she was pregnant, if I'm not
Did
mistaken.
you charge him twice?
I don't believe so. I'm
That's
not
their
going to
failure.
say that for sure. I
They need to
doubt
add that charge to it right away.
Whether
This was in 2024, I think.
He's been gone 2 years.
I think he left last year.
there's several stories, different people. Oh, here it is. Teen man accused of murdering Texas man.
Yeah.
Accused of murdering his wife and flees to Italy.
Yep. That's him. And
Jean cuts his ankle monitor.
Yep, that's him.
Lee Gilly. But he said he boarded a plane to Canada before ultimately flying to Italy.
How did he get aboard the plane? Why isn't he on a no-fly list?
I mean, that's a good question. I don't know.
I put everybody on a no-fly list that's charged with murder, and they're out on bond.
And you're right, Chris.
Just in case.
She was pregnant.
Yeah.
At the time.
They were interviewing one of her best friends and said she should be here celebrating Mother's Day with her 1-year-old son, I believe. But
guilty.
Anyway, so I don't know how all that can happen. You cut your monitor off. Where are you getting the money to go fly to Canada or drive to Canada and then go and go to Italy? It's troublesome.
I'm just going to go, and then I'll give you 3 headlines.
Okay.
Pennsylvania man accused of fatal arson attack after woman rejected him. Virginia mom charged with murder of twin toddlers in bathtub. What are we doing in this world?
Oh, here's
21-year-old Virginia mother was arrested last week after she's accused of drowning her 17-month-old twin boys in a bathtub back in April. Amaya Dixon charged with 2 counts of felony murder with 2 counts of child neglect, according to a report Richmond police responded to a call about 2 injured children in a Southside apartment just before 8:40 p.m. local time on April 17th. Officers got there. They found the twin boys suffering from what investigators described as apparent drowning injuries. Kids were taken to a hospital for emergency medical treatment. One was DOA that night. The other died several days later. Dixon was facing criminal charges in neighboring Chesterfield County when her sons were killed. I don't know what the criminal charges were.
Wow.
8 other unrelated charges stemming from a December 2025 situation included 2 counts of grand larceny, credit card fraud, possession of stolen property with intent to sell, and the financial exploitation of vulnerable adults. Sounds like she was a nurse type person.
You raised a good question in some between those stories is what is going on in our world.
Well, we're getting
every day.
We're getting more coverage. A Pennsylvania man accused of setting fire at a home after police said he became upset when a woman at the residence said, "No way with you, Jose," killing an Army veteran, seriously injuring 2 other people. 40-year-old Robert Shane Zimmerman arrested. Charged with starting a fire at a home in Lewistown, Pennsylvania, about midnight last Wednesday. The Lewiston Police Department was investigating. They arrived on the scene, found several residents said the fire was intentionally set and that people were trapped inside, which was rented out to several subletters. A man suffered significant facial injuries after jumping from the 2nd floor of the home, flown to a burn trauma center with internal burns to his throat. He informed authorities that his girlfriend was still inside. A woman also sustained serious injuries after passing out from smoke inhalation and falling onto a concrete sidewalk below. She's also transported to the trauma center. Another victim, identified as a 44-year-old man, found dead inside the home after authorities said she appeared to have, that was a woman, appeared to have attempted to escape but became trapped in the residence. Multiple witnesses reported Zimmerman was at the home to profess his love. What a heck of a way of showing that, with the woman living in the attic. The fire was later confirmed to be arson.
In the attic.
During the investigation, witnesses reported hearing Zimmerman admit to starting the fire. They also said they saw him standing in a nearby alley watching the residence burn. He just needs to die.
Chris, doesn't that sound like that movie Flowers in the Attic?
Yes, it does. Very similar.
Well, Rayford, how about the one that happened here in North Carolina 4 days ago in Buncombe County,
Out there in the mountains.
Farville, North Carolina. Farview, North Carolina.
Fairview.
Fairview.
Yeah,
Thank
there you
you. Okay. Okay. Let me start again. A 16-year-old female and a 28-year-old man have been charged with the murders of 3 members of the same family in Fairview, North Carolina.
They were hooked up together.
On the evening of May 7th, 2026, yes, the county deputies responded to a welfare check at 18 Ashworth Drive in Fairview. Inside, they found 41-year-old Travis Eugene Grant, 42-year-old Kimberly Michelle Grant, which is the wife of Travis, and 66-year-old Sharon Harwood Grant, which is the mother of Travis, dead from gunshot wounds. Detectives later determined the victims had been deceased for several days before discovery. Star Grant, 16, is the daughter of Travis and Kimberly and the granddaughter of Sharon. And Devon O'Neill Loving, 28, is a man with no known prior connections to the family. Authorities say Star Grant was missing from the home and was later found on May 8th in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, with Devon Loving at a motel. They were arrested after a car linked to the teen was located outside the property. Both are charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder, 1 count of felony conspiracy to commit murder. Class A felonies carry the penalties of life and or the death penalty.
Not for the 16-year-old. They're protected from the death penalty.
Didn't they change that, Ray?
Nope.
I thought they did.
They're tried as adults, but they cannot be executed.
Oh, that's right. I'm thinking.
I don't know if I'm sorry, Lee.
No, you're fine. Go
I
ahead.
don't know if I misheard what a reporter was saying last night. there's that woman that they say she jumped the fence or somehow penetrated the Denver airport.
Was that a woman?
Probably, yeah. And
Whoa.
walked in front of a jet as it was taking off, and it killed her.
I've seen the video.
Yeah, that was tough to watch. And there's reports that she actually worked at the airport. But what was interesting is they were talking.
How was she going? Do you know? What was she trying to do?
Kill herself. Suicide.
Suicide.
There are better ways.
Yeah, one would think, but in the aftermath of the jet hitting her, there was smoke that developed inside the airplane. So they deployed the chutes. And at one point, they were talking about how some of the passengers were grabbing their carry-on bags.
Don't do that.
Well, they did, and
It blocks it blocks everything.
if I'm not mistaken, they said that's a
It is.
a FAA penalty.
Yes, it is.
Law.
Yep.
Yeah. And which it should be, because they showed this person and got this huge backpack on, and all these people are waiting behind him to go down the chute.
And he's
Still
slow
have
going
as a
down.
male.
Things can come apart and block the exit of that thing. You can damage those balloons. They're inflatables.
Yeah.
You can do all sorts of bad stuff with stuff like that. But the thing is, you fall down. You just trying to carry that mess down, trying to stand up. You got a big heavy backpack. You're rolling around on the ground. No, you're in somebody else's way.
I'm waiting for Captain Steve on this one. I looked last night to see if he was put something out already, but they said it was a Frontier Airlines Airbus A321 struck and killed a person on runway 17L at Denver International. It happened at 11:19 p.m. as the jet was rolling towards takeoff, which it was rolling quick
Oh,
too.
yeah, it was.
It says an identified man. I don't know,
Okay.
Chris.
All right.
I haven't seen the latest. Who had deliberately scaled the airport's perimeter fence and walked into the runway about 2 minutes earlier. And airport officials said that he was not an employee. And the Frontier Flight 4345 was carrying 224 passengers and 7 crew members. Pilot reported to air traffic control, "We just hit somebody. We have an engine fire." Smoke entered the cabin, prompting an emergency evacuation, and 12 passengers sustained minor injuries. 5 were taken to
Why
the
did
hospital.
they have an engine fire?
There was one story again, and so obviously it's different stories, because I heard a woman and it's a
Yeah,
man,
I don't know. I
but
don't know.
that after this person was hit, parts of
Went
the
up
body
into the
went into
engine.
the engine. Yeah,
That engine will suck you right in.
Well, I know. Well, if we get airborne there in front of it.
yeah.
Now, those planes taxiing, you have any idea what the speed is when they have to get to take off?
It's like
Yeah.
700 miles an hour.
No, to take off on the ground.
No,
From the ground. They're going to be approaching 100 miles an hour.
Oh,
Some of those big
yes.
planes, they're 70, 80, 90 miles an hour.
I don't know. I'm looking for updates, Chris. It could have been an update. Anyway, the person was pronounced dead
Well,
at the scene.
Yeah.
I'm sure of that.
Several scenes.
Yeah, well, and so they were talking to security and said, "Well, there's hundreds of acres around this airport gate that are fenced, that they just can't patrol. You can't patrol.
You can't
all that.
control that. You
Wow.
cannot stop anybody who's
Stupid.
bound and determined to get
Mhm.
aboard a place like that. You
Stupid.
can't do it at Onslow. You can't do it in Denver. You can't do it anywhere. If you want to get in, you can get in.
Mhm.
I can get aboard Camp Lejeune. I can get aboard the New River Air Station without ever seeing anybody.
Yeah.
For a little while
But yeah,
until they start tracking you down. But the without getting into details, some people have been caught.
That's crazy.
I just
How many others didn't get caught?
I feel bad for the person that thought that their life was so bad that that's what they chose to do. But I'm really, really amazed at anybody that would think whatever they've got in that carry-on bag is more important than the lives behind them.
No.
They need to arrest that person.
Yeah, they do. They all should be arrested,
All right.
cited. I put them on a no-fly list for a year. Oh, did you see the story about the woman? She did apparently she and her family took a cruise,
Mm-hmm.
and whatever the cruise was, she did a review of it, an online review of the cruise. She wasn't anything, mean,
Right.
but she just talked about the bad issues that there were. So they got ready to take the next cruise. Same thing. Oh no, you're banned. They were banned from all future cruises with that company.
Wow.
Well, so she put that report out too, and she's just as
touchy?
nice as she could be about it. I mean, God, I hope they don't ever find out any of the reviews I've left for restaurants online sometimes.
That's why you never use your name.
No, I'm going to use your name from now on.
Yeah. They had that. There's two that come to mind. One, and it's just what you said. They went through an agency, and whatever happened, they ended up in a room that was a smoking area, and they didn't smoke. But the people that smoked in the room next to them made it bad enough that
So they
smelled. Yeah. Long story short, they were given $50 credit and $100 off their next cruise. And they went, no way. We'll never go on that cruise line again.
Oh, bye-bye.
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 The one that really, they call that cruise ship that had the 100 passengers, that was some kind of virus or something. They're in Nebraska now.
The hantavirus.
In Nebraska, the cruise ship?
No, well, no, the American. I'm sorry.
There was
They got to run and start, didn't they? Good wings.
The Canary Islands wouldn't let them dock at
I'm
a
sure
port.
they would not.
They said, you can take
Anchor up
boats.
offshore.
Yeah, and they did, and they brought them on. They hosed down the Americans and put them on an airplane.
It was 17 American passengers.
Yeah, and
Flew them to the cornfields of Nebraska.
They're at the University of Nebraska.
What
You're
is it
right,
called?
medical center.
Yeah, a quarantined area to find out, and they're saying that all these people are fine now and stuff. But I looked at the ship. I went, that doesn't look like a cruise liner to me.
I saw some photos of that ship. I'm like, is this maybe the wrong boat that they got here?
Do you know, I'm glad you brought that up, Chris, the hantavirus outbreak. Do you know, I've seen so much over the last 2-3 days since this came to be news. People already on there saying, oh, this will be the government's next big deadly disease. And I'm not wearing masks and I'm not doing this and I'm not doing. I'm like, why are we starting all this?
I think part of it is because they put out a map last night, and I don't know who this one person is, but they were in New Jersey, they were in Texas, they were in Oklahoma or something, that had come in contact with people who now are claiming that they have this disease, whatever you call it. What is it called?
Hantavirus. That's what Gene Hackman and his wife died from. It's just, if you have traveled to affected areas, rodent exposure, monitor for symptoms and seek medical care if they develop. Your symptoms will start with mild flu-like illness, fever, muscle aches, headache, nausea. Now, every time somebody gets the flu, they're gonna
I've got
panic.
a headache and I got some just pain.
Well,
over
it
here.
progresses to severe lung and organ damage.
Oh my!
But Nebraska hosts the only national quarantine unit in the United States.
Well, they could
Why
get
don't we
real busy.
have more? Especially after COVID, you would think there was a quarantine unit in every state.
Why don't we have more mental health facilities?
Yeah.
Well, Rayford, I will tell you that great story, Chris. I will tell you that I am trying to get up with our North Carolina State Auditor, Dave Buliak.
Yep.
I talked to him 2-3 weeks ago about coming on the show. Of course, he'll have to call in because he's in Raleigh. But big news hit over the weekend. Did you say that, Chris? It was on Fox News. But as fraud concerns ramp up across the country, and, we have Minnesota to guide us through, particularly involving Medicaid, North Carolina State Auditor Dave Bullock told Fox News Digital the problem is very real in the state of North Carolina. Bullock is sounding the alarm on potential waste, fraud, and abuse within the state's Medicaid program, specifically noting in an interview with Fox News Digital a 47,000% explosion in autism therapy billings he has flagged over the last few years.
Well, good. Here, I get
5-year
this
range.
thing. Email. I'm glad you mentioned
Right.
that because I flagged this one to talk about.
Mhm.
It claims to be from CVS, that I'm a CVS customer, and it claims to be CVS feedback team, yada, 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 yada. This sounds official. CVS feedback team 373-5732, right?
Yeah.
Mhm. The email address for this is
Yeah.
QMABFIQU372 at hotmail.com.
Yeah.
CVS Pharmacy important information about your Medicare kit on order.
Yeah.
And it's got a big old bag over here of stuff. Dear CVS customer, we are delighted to inform you that you have been selected as one of our valued winners. As a gesture of our appreciation, we are pleased to award you a Medicare kit. Thank you for your continued trust and engagement.
And you
Well,
get
it got me with the
scammed.
word trust, and I said no.
And then they steal your money.
And then it says, claim your reward.
They take everything.
Your reward.
Well, going back to that other
No.
story, yeah, it's a
No, well,
scam.
first of all, even if they're going to send me something,
Right.
they're going to bill Medicare for what this
Mm-hmm.
stupid little kit. I get those routinely. Medicare gets scammed out of, which is my money because it goes into comes from the federal government. My tax dollars, your tax dollars, everybody's tax dollars. Even if you're only 25 years of age, girls and boys, it goes in there, and that's why it's important. Y'all need to be aware that this kind of crap's
Exactly.
happening. Check with your parents, your grandparents, whoever's at 65 or above, because they are being targeted
Yep.
every day.
Boldiak is saying when you have a system like this Medicaid in North Carolina, a system that went from $1.4 million or so in total billings for autism therapy to more than, why does my page keep moving? Oh my gosh.
Quit wiggling the desk.
I haven't done a thing. It just jumped right in the middle of
Heard that
talking
before.
about it. Oh, stop. All right. It went from 1.4 million or so in total billings for autism therapy to more than 660 million a year in billings on autism therapy within a 5-year range. That begs an audit from the state auditor, who in North Carolina says we are top watchdog agency for taxpayer waste and fraud and prevention. We dug down into that area and we're in the middle of
Well,
it.
what are you
So
doing about it?
They just
Dig
You
Yeah.
found it. Go arrest somebody.
Well, I'm going to have him call
not
in.
not
and
you,
then-
them. Our government. If you can identify it, you can arrest for it.
Well, yeah, I hope they do make arrests.
I hope they arrest them all. Put them in jail. No
Man.
bond.
But
That'll
you
be-
know, you were talking about that email you got from CVS. I got one that was similar to that.
it's not from
I-
CVS, y'all. This is what they're
Right,
claiming.
who
It's not
claimed it
from
from-
CVS.
And it went into my spam folder. And that's how I happened to notice it when I went to clean out my spam folder. I go, what's CVS doing? And as soon as I started reading, I was like, nah, mm-mm.
Well,
deleted it.
you know, my skip spam folder, if y'all send stuff and it's not identifiable and things like that,
Mhm.
I got a severe, really high level spam critique. If you got to be good to get through, and unfortunately, too many of you still do. Not y'all, but them. It goes automatically there. You know when I read those? Never. I hit delete on a regular basis every 30 days. Anything that's been in there 30 days is automatically deleted. I don't ever get that far. I delete all probably once, three times a week, just because I enjoy it. Delete. You're dumped.
Well, while we started off the program with such craziness this morning, I got to say something, and I'm not trying. Every morning on my way here, you know, I have Sirius Radio, and there's one channel that I like to listen to, and of course they have commercials every single morning, and I have to be on. I'm on my way here. it never fails. There's a commercial that comes on about nampons. Yeah.
Nampons.
Nampons. Now, you know, ladies, they use a type of, they use tampons when they need, and that's what they prefer. But now they have nampons out, and this just makes me want to stop the car and throw up every time I hear this commercial. But they're being sold to kids and adults and seniors for your noses for nosebleeds. They had to name them nampons.
They didn't have to, but they've had those things out for years. And I mean, at least in hospitals.
Yeah, you take a wad of, whatever, yeah. But that's exactly how I feel, Chris, by your expression there. I'm like, what? Why are we doing this? Every morning I hear this Nampons commercial. It's a tampon for your nose. It's weird.
Senator Mark Kelly, he's a Democrat out of Arizona, also a former Navy pilot.
Yeah.
He was on Face the Nation yesterday. Did you hear about that?
No, did not.
Well, he said, it's shocking how deep we have gone into our magazines. Magazines being the things where they carry all the ammo.
Right.
He was asked if the Pentagon has updated lawmakers on the Iran war's impact on U.S. weapons stockpiles. A Navy pilot, a U.S. senator, oath of office for both. You don't tell things. Loose lips sink ships. You do not give away your information, troop movements. You do not do that. And as a pilot, as a Navy person, you know that anyway. The senator told the lady there on CBS, Tomahawks, Army Tactical Missile Systems, RIM-161 Standard Missiles, terminal high altitude area defense rounds, and Patriot rounds used to defend the U.S. have been hit hard, he said, adding that it will take years to replenish those stockpiles. And he said that could affect a hypothetical U.S. conflict with China. Well, now he is going to be under investigation. Secretary of War, good old Pete Hegseth, said may have violated his oath with comments he made during that program. Good. There are things, if you've got this information, the reason you're supposed to have it, it is still considered top secret information.
Yeah.
Our war chest is none of anybody else's business. None. Zero. There's a reason for that. Okay.
Happy Monday.
What do we have for tomorrow?
Tomorrow is Tuesday.
Oh, golly. Geez, I'm
and
so
we
surprised.
have Rayford, Chris, and Lee. And hopefully I can get our state auditor to call in. I'm going to call him today. He gave me his card.
Okay, tomorrow we're
Listeners.
supposed to have Congressman Murphy as well. It's the second Tuesday in the month.
What time? 8?
7:30 is normal for him.
7:30.
So I will get my message to his handler,
Alex,
our buddy. I like Alex.
He's a nice guy.
He's a very nice
He's a
guy.
really good, very.
Nice. He called me one night and just started talking. And I'm thinking, who is this? And I realized because his number came up and it's a weird number and no caller ID. And I'm like, this got to be Alex. And then later on, I realized it was.
Yeah.
But we had a nice
He's
conversation.
a nice guy.
Yes. Very nice. Yep. The whole team that works for Murphy are good people.
Well, I don't know
Good
about
people.
that.
I
I
know.
haven't met all of them. I couldn't say the whole team.
I can vouch for every one of
Well,
them.
good for you. I
Good
can't.
people. Good people. Yes.
And of course, you, our listeners and viewers.
Yes, of course.
You guys are the important ones. We just would
That's right.
like to hear from you. Steve had some good points this morning.
And he
Even
did.
Charlie has some questions.
Yes, Charlie did. Well,
Yes,
yeah.
it's the left coast, and we have to deal with
Well,
that.
kind
They
of
have
got
to
the
deal with
feeling
it.
he's talking from experience right there in L.A. Didn't you get
Yeah,
that too?
just a little.
Well, they're short supply on their water, and it's like water towers. Do we have any around here? I know there's some. I've seen them.
Yes.
Yeah.
in town. Do we have any in
Yes.
town?
We
Yeah.
have the one
We used
over
to have
by the gym across from Dunkin' Donuts. Isn't that one still there? Yeah.
Yeah.
The gym across from Dunkin' D. Where's that?
Yeah, you were talking about becoming a member of that gym,
Courts.
Nautilus,
It's
Courts
a-
Plus. Used
Of
to be
course,
Nautilus,
Plus.
yeah.
Okay.
And there's one in Sneeze Ferry, one in Holly Ridge,
Okay. I know there's some outside
one Hubert, I
Jacksonville.
believe.
They used to have several in Jacksonville, but they have
They
them
do.
in a lot of locations. And the cities, the towns, the counties, whatever, they supply, keep water up there.
Right.
Now, the reason those things are raised up there, they could put them at ground level,
Yeah.
but they have to put big pumps on them.
Right.
And up at high levels, you got gravity, and that flow is pretty fast coming
Could you
down there.
imagine if one ever sprung a leak?
The high, can you imagine one that fell like one did in 1984 in Carolina Beach,
Oh my
toppled
gosh.
over during the hurricane?
What?
That was a mess. That was a lot of extra water. But anyway, they're up high, and the pressure from all the water up top. But as that pressure depletes and goes down, and the pressure also goes down and down on the other end.
Right.
So, sometimes fire departments, you can hook up to them, fill up, all that.
Well, the fires in Palisades, I watch that live just about every day, every night,
You are
because
such
they.
a glutton for punishment.
I know. Well, it's interesting. I mean, and I get my attention focused on it, and I remember all the pressers with Karen Bass, the mayor, and then with the fire department, and there was one fire department officer, female. I think she was the fire chief. She ended up getting fired for some of her remarks because she put it out there like, they're not helping us. We can't do much of anything. We don't have any. She put it out there. She told them just what was going on. Next thing you know, she was fired for speaking against the mayor. So, oh yeah, it was. You guys, you got sometimes if you're bored, just go to YouTube. There's a lot of life stuff happening on there.
I go to YouTube and I look up things on YouTube on the big screen TV.
Right.
Oh boy, the cool stuff that they come up with.
Oh yeah.
What's really weird about it is some of the little shorties that they do, and they don't even
I've
have
been
any audio with them
stuck
except
on
some
them
stupid
lately.
canned
Right.
music, where they take plastic bottles and they make windmills out of them, or
Yep.
something, or sprinklers out of them, and like, really, $2 you could go buy one sprinkler system.
I love this guy from England. It's called Flipping Drawers, and
I'm sorry,
flipping drawers.
Flipping whose drawers?
It's all one word. No, drawers is in drawers in a dresser. And he's from England, and I can't even tell you his name right now, but I watch him a lot, and he takes furniture that he finds along the roadside
Yeah.
or somebody's throwing away or giving away. He redoes it from beginning to end. He doesn't skip anything. It is so much fun to watch.
Out in front of the house now, you need to clean them, because my wife, she changes rugs regularly, once a year or so. And there are two of them. They're about 11 by 12 or 12 by 12 or something like that. Just take them out and hose them off, wash them down if you want to. The pads are included. They're all wrapped up. 2 rugs, 2 sets of pads wrapped up. I lugged them to the road. Robbie helped me with the rugs, but I took those out.
Those things can be heavy.
I looked at security of me taking a security camera of me taking one of those things out, the rug out. I said, "God, it looks like I'm carrying a body."
Chris, we need to check it out.
Well, the critters will take care of it. Don't worry about it. Okay, we will see you tomorrow. We don't have any idea who's coming, but we'll be here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Good.
Any appointments anybody got this week? They're not going to be here, except at nighttime for you.
Mine are at night. My
You'll be
travel's
asleep
at
the next
night.
morning.
No, I've been getting.
I know you get up and you get here, and you get here early. You get here on time.
Yeah, I mean, I
makes
think
sense.
I have to go to Duplin and Sampson, maybe Wilson. I'm not really sure.
Okay, we'll see you. We'll see you guys in the morning.
Have a
You're
blessed-
live and local real talk.
Well, we are alive.
Most of us are awake.
We're
We're
alive.
never. Whoa. We'll see you in the
That's
morning.
Blessed
Bye
day.
now. Have a great day. Be safe.